Good morning, greetings, salutations. Here we are with scene one, take three. I learned something though just now. I learned something because I started doing the video already to show you how this Zentangle is done. And I complete, here it went, right here, and it was all wrong. And I said, well, darn it, how in the heck did I do that? And so then I had to really look at it to see what lines did I make first and what lines, what lines I make first. And so this is what I've learned. Now I know which lines to go first here because what I did was this is what I'm going to do with any kind of a pattern that I'm learning because I've found that now I can look through my book and I look at my patterns, I look at my Zentangles and I see how did I do that? And I don't remember. So now here, I just went with this one now, and I went first, the first line I did in black. Then the second line I did in brown. Then the third line I did in red, and the fourth line I did in green. So I'll know when I go to repeat this pattern, what goes first, who's on first, okay? So by using different colors. And so I have different colors of these little pens like this. And so that's what I use. But if you have colored pencils, if you have the Sharpie colors or something, this is very helpful. So if you're keeping a journal of each one that you learn, if you put your steps in different colors and then make you a little legend like here I'll do number one is black, number two is brown. Yes, dear?
I'm gonna be outside and take it for a while.
All right. Okay, number two is brown, number three is red, and number four is green. Now that will be my legend that I will know when I go to do this again. If I go to do it in another week and a half, I won't remember it. I will forget. But I will have this with my journal, with my Zentangle guide, Art with Me journal, Zentangle inspired art. I'm gonna keep that because I just had no clue. I just drew a blank, and so I had to stop the video and restudy it. Okay, so here we're gonna go. We're gonna start this with. We're going to. I'm using a 5x5 tile here, but you can use whatever or just put it on a piece of paper. Now, this here is a border strip. This was done the same way, except instead of doing the four sections like you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is just one section. And so that can be done as a border strip. So that's very good too. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I came up with this. Oh, let me tell you the name. The name of it is Tiaga, Tiaga. It was taught to me by Tangle Dream. This is a video channel that a YouTube channel that I just found her, and I like her a lot. Tangle Dream, and she has got a lot on her channel, Dream, and this tangle was created by Thomas Pedros, and she sings his praises like she loves him. Like she said, he is amazing. So I haven't looked him up yet, but is Thomas, Thomas, Pedros, Padros. So I'm going to look him up because this lady recommended him, but I haven't done it yet, so we'll see what happens. So Tiaga is where we're going with this. So our first thing we're going to do, now you can use a ruler to if you want to make them exact. Let me see. I'm not real crazy about rulers, but I'm going to take a ruler and I'm going to go ahead and mark this at, and I'm going to go ahead and make it, I'm going to put my markings on there. So I have, okay, let me do that with a pencil. I'm going to, I'm going to mark it at 2.5 inches, whatever half, is yours. Whatever, and then I'm gonna mark it at half of 2.5 is 1.25. I'm gonna mark 1.25 inches here, and then I'll put 1.25 inches right here, and then I pretty much got where my lines are gonna go. So now I'm going to separate that in 3 kind of sort of equal lines with a ruler, but sometimes even with a ruler I don't do well. As you can see there, I didn't even get a line with my ruler. There we go. And then I'll go ahead and use my ruler here and make my straight line in here. And then I will make my little almost straight line. There we go. So I've got it separated now in 1.25 inches. So that helps me out a little bit. Now, once you get that separated into your 4 columns, then you're going to the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go down line number 1 and line number 3. Don't do line number 2 right now. Line number 1 and line number 3. We're going to go about every inch. Right here, I went about every inch on here. And so, and again, you can use your ruler if you want to measure inches, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just too lazy. So I'm going to go, let's see, starting toward the top, I'm going to put a dot and a dot, circle and a circle, 1 on each side. I'm going to go down about 1 inch, and I'm going to make a circle and a circle, 1 on each side of the line. I'm going to go down about another inch, and same thing, go down another inch or so, and then another inch or so. So as it ends up, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots. Then I'm going to do the same thing over on line 3 here. And I'm going to put them in the same, see, I can eyeball it across there so I know about where it goes. But if you don't get it perfect, it doesn't matter. It's still going to turn out beautiful. And so I'm doing the double dots, Morse code here. There we go. So now I've done the 2 sides, the 2 sidelines. The middle line now, we're going to do dots as well, but we're going to center them like here we have, and here they're the same. On the middle, we're going to kind of go in between. See here how that is? So we're going to go here, and you're going to kind of look at them dots here and know that these ones you want kind of in between, so it almost like a triangle shape. We'll go like this, not a triangle shape, but if I go that's a triangle shape, see? And so then I've got, they're staggered from, I don't know how to say these words right. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the edges. See, can you see that they're not, these 2 match and these 2, this line in the middle is different. But now we're going to, so like this one I started like a 1/2 inch from the top. This one I started like 1 inch from the top. But then about 1 inch between each one. Then I'm going to go to the edge here. And also remember that you don't want to touch the line. You need space between your little circles and the line. You need a little bit of space there. Okay, so now we're going to go over here to the edge, and now we're going to match this circle. And we're going to just put 1 circle, 1 circle, 1 circle, and down here a circle. And you see how that is? When I say triangle, I mean like this, see? Triangle, kind of. And then over on the other side, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to turn my tile so I can see what I'm doing. And so each one of these now are centered. So that's what it's going to look like now with just your dots. Okay, now because I can look at my pattern guide. I'm glad I just thought of this because this is going to help me. I'm going to make a pattern guide with almost all of mine. Some of them don't need a pattern guide because you can just kind of flop it out there. But this one, I need sometimes a pattern guide. It might just be me. I don't know. But this, I think, is going to work for me. So my second, oh no, I'm still doing the black because I counted my circles and my, the circles, the lines, and then the circles. And the first connecting line is going to go from the bottom of this top circle to the bottom of this circle. And I'm going to make mine just a little bit curvy. See there? Like me, curvy. And I'm just connecting the dots on that first column. Okay, now, so you've got 4 columns. Now, skip that second column and go to the third column and do the same thing here and connect the dots from the bottom to the bottom, from the bottom to the bottom of the circle, bottom to the bottom, bottom to the bottom. So now you did the first column and the third column. So now we're going to do the second and the fourth column, but here we're going to go from the bottom of this one to the bottom. So you see they're heading in a different direction. And so that's why I do the first and the third column first, and then switch to the second and the fourth. It keeps me from getting confused, and I do get confused. But you know what? Like, okay, I'm talking from age and wisdom, but because I'm a wise, I got wise in my old age. And when you do something like this too, they say this is very good. It's like what do they call it? Brain aerobics. Brain aerobics. When you do something like this that you have to think just a little bit, it is so good for your brain. It's brain aerobics, and you do it now that you're young and keep doing it, and there's less chance of you having memory problems as you age. And so brain aerobics, we need that. Okay, so now I did all the black. Now I'm going to switch because see now I'm going to look at my brown lines and see, oh, where did I put the brown lines? Okay, because that's number 2 now. I'm not going to do brown here. I'm going to do black, but I'm going to follow on my guide, on my legend here, on my guide, my brown lines. And so what I did with my brown lines now, here we go. We're going from bottom to bottom again. My line number 2s. Okay, so we're on this way now. See? So now you're going the opposite, and you're making it look kind of like a zigzag. So that is, see, this is where I went wrong on the first one I did. I went off into East Do Wah Diddy somewhere, and I'm going to do the first and the third again. From the bottom to the bottom, bottom to the bottom, bottom to the bottom, bottom to the bottom. Okay, so I did the first and the third, and now I am going to do the second and the fourth. And so now I can look at my little guide, and I can see, oh, I did it here. So I'm going to go from the bottom. Oh, yes, I am still on the brown. That's right. Okay, because I didn't do these ones. Here, the bottom to the bottom, bottom to the bottom, bottom to the bottom, bottom to the bottom. And see, this is why I call this learning together, because I don't feel as I'm teaching, I feel like I'm learning this, and I'm learning it on the video, and so hopefully you all will learn the same way. Now I've got those lines, I've got my second step done. So now I'm going to start on my, by using my guide, I can see now I'm going to go to step 3. And my step 3 is going to be like this. This is why you needed a little space between your little circle and the line, the center lines. So I'm going to go now, if you can see, I'm going to go around this way, and go meet this line. So I'm going to start on this side by up from the line, and I'm going to go around it, and then I'm going to come back down and meet that line down here. So I'm going to go around it and follow that line and meet until I get to the line down there. So go around, around, and around. Now, again, I'm going to skip it. For me, it's much easier to do this way because they're both in different directions. And if I start doing that, my brains gets all tangled. So here now, I'm going to do column 3. And I'm going to do the same thing around and then go follow it across until you get to that line. Around, follow across till you get to that line and stop. Around, follow that line and then stop, and then do the same down here. Okay, so I got them going that direction. Now I'm going to, now I'm going to do column 2 and 4. And so yes, so I'm on my, oh yes, okay, so I'm still doing this one here. Yes, so around, follow the line and stop. Go around, follow the line and stop. Go around, follow the line and stop. Around, line, stop. Around, line, stop. You know, when I do something like this, I normally have to talk myself through things. And here we go. Around it and then stop. Okay, so now, then, after we got that piece done, then we're going to go around this one. This set of dots doesn't have anything around it, so we're going to put the same thing. We're going to do the same thing over here, but see, you're going in the opposite direction. Just like this. I started out making my lines a little curvy, but I switched to straight. See how there it is? And now I'm going to go ahead and do column 3 because they're exactly the same. And then I'm going to now go do column 2 and 4 because they're now in the opposite direction. So I'm going to and then we'll go to this fourth column. And I am just using my Sharpie pen right now. And I'm finding I kind of like that. Okay, now we have got the basic done for this pattern. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my fat Sharpie, because now what I want to do here, see how the pieces here are puddled in. These little circles that we made at the beginning, they're puddled in. And so I'm going to take my larger Sharpie and I'm going to go ahead and puddle those in. And right away, when you start doing the puddling, it really pops dimension into your image, into your art. And so that's pretty. Okay. Yes?
I know it's early, but you got anything to go out and get?
No, I don't, dear. Thank you. And my hubster, I kind of love him. Those of you who pray, please pray for him. We have kind of a unspoken prayer request for the hubster. I love him so much. Okay. And we're going to be seeing more and more of him. It kind of looks like interruptions, but they're really not. Okay, so see, now I puddled all of those in. Now, the next thing is here. Do you see how it kind of looks like there's thorns growing? Almost like little thorns. And so they are coming from the tops, from the top here, from the tops. Okay, so when you see the ribbon go across, just the top. Don't do any from the bottom, just the top. And maybe I need my small Sharpie for that. But I'm going to make a thorn. It's like a little triangle, but I kind of make it like a concave triangle. And then here, so it's not straight sides, it's kind of curved inward. The sides are kind of curved inward. And I'm going all the way down. And I don't have them pointed straight up. I have pointed the direction of the line, kind of. Line is this way, so I up from the line, you see. So, but it shows that this one is this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. And so, and I was just thinking too, when you're doing this, when you are doing any kind of Zentangle inspired art, sometimes you see something and you say, "Oh, I think I want to try this," and which I just thought of putting a dot at the top of each one. For some reason, that dot just, or maybe two dots on the top of each one. I kind of like that. So that I just added my own thought to that, was put those little dots on there. I kind of like that. So I'm going to put the little diamond, make it look like a point, you know. And then here, and I'm just giving them all two dots for some reason. That just popped in my head, was that it needed two dots. So that's what you can do is add, if you see something or just think of something when you are designing it, go ahead and add it. It is still Zentangle. And like the more I watch and listen to other people who do Zentangles, there's so many out there. And the thing is, all of them seem so calm. I don't hear anybody that does any Zentangle art. I don't hear any of them getting like discouraged or upset. They're all just, well, crafters in general are like that. You know, they're just so calm. And but Zentangle is really a very, very calming um, art. And yes, you are an artist. I wouldn't call myself an artist for a long time. I just know I'm not an artist. But you know, now I can do it. I can do it. I I can do it now. Well, because I think positive for one thing, I read a lot of affirmations. And I give myself affirmations every day. And I can call myself an artist. I might not be the same kind of an artist as some other artists, um, but I'm an artist in my own right. Now see, look how pretty that's looking. I like those dots. See this one here? I didn't put dots on this one. I am on this one, and I kind of like that. Kind of like the little dots. But then I've always loved my little dots. Don't forget to come to my live stream this evening. 7:30 Eastern time. I have a live stream, and I have one auction item always on my live stream. My auction item this week is my art um, steampunk house. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, okay, I finished all my little thorns. So now here, as you can see, there is like a diamond down in the centers of each of the lines. They're right on the line. So, but we're going to go in this blank center here, and you're going to make a diamond just using that line as a guide. Just go right in the center and make a diamond. In each one of those spaces. Down here it'll just be a half a diamond. And up here it'll be just half a diamond. Okay, now we're going to go here. Let me go here. And we're doing half a diamond. I'm a diamond. Now, I mean to tell you, when it comes to jewelry, I could care less about diamonds. But when it comes to art, I love diamonds. I am just never been a jewelry person. I mean, I love jewelry. But I love handmade, um, crafty kind of jewelry. Not even costume jewelry. It's just art. I like the wearable art. It's the kind of jewelry I like. Like this here was sent to me by my friend Tracy. And it's going to wear out soon because I never take it off. but it's got stones in there, and it's all the stones are just woven together with like leather strip. I love this thing. I never take it off. I love it. But it's art. To me, it's art. Now, if I had like a diamond tennis bracelet, I wouldn't wear that. It wouldn't be something I would wear. Some people, they like their diamonds, I'm telling you. Which is fine if you like diamonds. But you buy a diamond and then think, oh, how many craft supplies could you have bought with that rock? Yeah, not making fun of you if you love diamonds. But, because see, this is a diamond I love right here. There we go. Now, and then when I did mine, this wasn't even in the show, but there was a diamond on the sides, a half a diamond. And so, which I thought that that kind of made for just a little bit more pop on there. Just that little like half a diamond, again, right in the centers of those two sides. If you catch my drift. I won't put dots on these ones because then that might be too many dots. So then there's that. There's that. Now for shading. For shading, I'm finding that I like to, for one thing, shade along the line. Like the, what did I call her? Tangle Dream. She said she did some shading along the line, and it almost then gives you the effect or the look as if it's almost folded, like they're fold lines. And so I just do a little shading along the line, and I kind of agreed with her that that looks very nice. And so I'm doing that shading, and I'm just using a regular #2 pencil and getting that charcoal. And when I do this now, I put a very light touch. If you press too hard with your pencil when you're doing this, then it sinks that charcoal down into the paper, and then when you go to try and blend it, it doesn't want to blend because you got it sunk in the paper. And so a very light touch when you're shading. I'm learning just a few things as we go, you know? And it seems like each instructor that I watch, each crafter, each artist has some more advice, and you just put all that advice together, and my goodness, you can be president of the United States or of India, president of anything, Queen of Egypt. Now, some places don't have a president. We have got a president. El Presidento. We have. We're fixing to get a new one. Maybe a new one. I don't know. We may not get a new one. We may keep the same one for another 4 years. We'll see what happens in that. And see, now because I've only got such a light covering of the charcoal on here, can I say a little bit about politics? I just have to do one little thing about politics to you United States Americans. We're going to be voting very soon. And if you're voting by mail, maybe all voting is by mail. I don't get that part of it. But do not mail your voter thingy in the mail. Bring it to a drop station somewhere. I did not know it, but I did not know this till just the other day when I saw a video that somebody said showed that on your ballot that you send in, it says right on the back of it if you're a Democrat or a Republican. Now, I'm not either one. I'm a no party affiliation. So on the back of mine, there's like a scan bar. There's also, it says NPA for no party affiliation. But if you're a Democrat, it'll show an R. If it's a Republican, Democrat, a D, Republican, an R. And it's right on the outside of the envelope. So I'm thinking, not that I don't trust people, because I do trust people, is, if somebody had a mind to, if somebody was a Republican and they want only the Republican voters to vote, if there's somebody at the post office, they could just throw them away. If my mailman was, if he was a Democrat and I was a Republican, he might say, "Oh, I'm gonna throw her some garbage." Now, I don't say that my mailman wouldn't do that because I got perfect mailman, but I did not realize that it actually said on the outside of your envelope, it says if you're Democrat or Republican or no party affiliation. Okay, that's all the politics you're getting. So anyway, be careful when you don't mail it in. Skip that and go put it at a drop off. Put your vote in so your vote will be counted. Okay, see now what I'm doing, I'm only going on the lines, that have got the little diamond. And I'm just shading a little bit on those. Just there where the diamond lives. With the dots, the dotted diamonds. Dotted diamonds. And so I'm going to cross each and every one of those, and then I'll blend them. This is so relaxing. This is so just awesome. Tonight on my live stream, I think I'm going to be doing some Zentangle style art. I may change my mind because I had a couple other ideas too to do. But I don't know if I'll change my mind. I'm a woman. I can change my mind if I want to. Just like Mother Nature. Did you know that Mother Nature was God's wife? My grandson told me that. He's pretty smart too. God's wife. He comes up with his own stuff. Mother Nature is God's wife. so sometimes God takes her off and she'll send a hurricane. And yeah, he's funny. And then he told me he figured out that he knows where heaven is now. He said Saturn is actually heaven because when you go up, if you're going to go to heaven, you go up, you look up for heaven, whatever. And but what's up there but a whole bunch of empty space, he said, so there has to be heaven. And so since Saturn is the largest planet and it's got seating, plenty of seating all the way around with them rings, that there's a plenty of places for people to sit and watch the people on Earth. And because they, like guardian angels, they can sit on those rings. And if they fall off the ring, no problem, because they got wings, because they're an angel, and they can just fly right back up. So, yeah. So he didn't have any idea where the other place was, but Mercury is real close to the sun, so I'm sure it's really warm there. Maybe even hot. Maybe on fire. Yeah. Out of the mouth of children. I love how children think. So ever since my grandson told me that, which he told me that years ago. He told me that years ago when they were when they were studying about the solar system. And he, at that time, he was only like, I don't know, maybe second grade. He was learning about planets. So I figure, it's it you so far in my 71 years of life, I have what was I going to say now? I don't know what I was going to say. Oh, I have, I haven't been explained to me is, where is heaven? It's up there in the sky, in the clouds somewhere. And so I have not had anybody explain it to me quite as easy to understand as Jeffrey. So I'm thinking that is the most understandable that I have I have heard. And then he tells me too, well, we discuss these things. We discuss things. But like, God. Who is God? What does God look like? Before there was a universe, where did God sit down? There was no chairs. So we've decided, okay, God is energy. And even when there was nothing but the biggest void ever and no universe, nothing, there was God. Okay, God is energy, just energy, but with a soul and a spirit, you know? And so here he is, he's all this energy. And one day he just had thought so much that he exploded. The energy exploded, God. And what came from it was the universe, planets, moons, stars, because those are all things that were in his wisdom. Or hers. God could be her. God could be just God, not her or him. And so then when you think about how the scientists, they think back and back and back, and say, and try and figure out where it started, they talk about this Big Bang theory. Well, maybe they're right. But what was the Big Bang? Is that when this energy all manifested into the universe? A Big Bang. God. So when you look at a tree, you're looking at God. When you look at a car, you're looking at God. And you say, well, God, not a car. That's not a living thing. But everything when Earth came to be, it was just Earth. There was no UPS, there was no Amazon stores or nothing. So everything that we have on Earth today came from Earth. Came from Earth. Was not shipped in by UPS coming from another planet. Nope. It's just come from the Earth. Everything. When you see your car, when you see a table, when you see anything. This here, blunt. This is not a blunt. Stump. I had the wrong word. Okay, anyway. Boy, am I running my mouth. Now look. I like it with the dots. There we are. We finished it. It's called Tiaga. And I think they're beautiful. And then here, to do my strip, I just did the one section. Just the one section. And then I colored on it. And I put the little background wallpaper-ish thing on it. And that's what I did. And I think it's beautiful. I love this. And this is what I'm going to be doing on a lot of mine, because as I was going through my book the other day of all the things, I don't remember how I did some of them. I don't have a clue. But if I put this guide with each one, then I can, and see, I have my numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're 4 different colors, so I know which one goes first. And this guide is going to help me to remember, because I do need help in remembering. And because my remembering apparatus is gone to the birds. Okay, so let's find something. Heart Thoughts by Louise Hay, a treasury of inner wisdom. Let's see. Let me see if I can find one that I haven't. I think I've read them all, but these kind of things though, they're absolutely amazing to read again and again. Okay, my home is a peaceful haven. Now, for me, absolutely is. If you want to move from where you are, thank your present home for being there for you. Appreciate it. Don't say, oh, I hate this place, because then you aren't going to find something you really love. Love where you are so you can open yourself to a wonderful new place. Look at your home. Is it a place you really want to live? Is it comfortable and joyous? Or is it cramped and dirty and always messy? Ugh. My house is not dirty, but it is always messy. If you don't feel good about it, oh, I feel good about it. Oh, never mind. Let me just read this. Look at your home. Is it a place where you really want to live? Is it comfortable and joyous? Or is it cramped and dirty and always messy? If you don't feel good about it, you are never going to enjoy it. Your home is a reflection of you. What state is it in? Clean out your closets and your refrigerator. Take all the stuff in the closet that you haven't worn in a period of time and sell it. Give it away or burn it. Get rid of it so that you can make room for the new. As you let it go, say, I'm cleaning out the closets of my mind. Do the same with your refrigerator. Clean out the foods and scraps that have been there for a while. People who have very cluttered closets and cluttered refrigerators have cluttered minds. Make your home a wonderful place to live in. Oh, I was worried they was going to say something about craft supplies. So I just did clean out my refrigerator the other day, so it's done good. Husband and me have been going through our closets, and like he just got rid of probably 30 t-shirts. But see, he used to be a big man, and he's not big no more. Now he's a little bitty guy. And so he's yeah, he once wore a 40 in the waist, he wears now a 32. And so he's definitely had a lot of things, but he's had some of these t-shirts. Um, I don't know, since he was born. I don't know. And so we got rid of a lot of them, got rid of all his great big blue. I mean, somebody that's got a 32 waist and they're wearing a size 40 blue jeans and holding it up with a belt. Looks like he's wearing some kind of culottes. Well, yeah, we got him new jeans and he's looks so much better and he looks more healthier. He doesn't look like he's dying. But anyway, and so we've been cleaning out our closets. And I just went through my sock bucket and went through socks and got rid of socks that I don't, because I don't wear all my socks. A lot of them's got holes in them. Why was I keeping them? I don't know. And but thank goodness that didn't say anything about our craft supplies. So don't worry about your craft supplies. Look how pretty this is right here. I think I'm going to draw that. Okay, I ask God to watch over you every step you take, every move you make, and I will see your jolly faces on the next video, which will be this evening at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time and Eastern Time. And we're going to do something and chat with each other. God bless. May He watch over you every step you take, every move you make. And I'll see you later, alligator. God bless.